What's up, everyone? So in today's video, I'm going to show you guys how Brooke Hiddink, right, the high-ticket dropshipping guru, makes over $1 million every single year with his coaching business. Now, just to let you know, these numbers are about a approximate, right? Because I am not 100% sure how much he makes, but I do know he makes over $1 million every single year through his coaching program, high-ticket dropshipping.io or whatever it's called. So to make up, just to jump right into this, to make up this entire funnel, I'm going to go with 4 key pillars that actually allows him to make this much money, right? And that is over every single month. That is over $83,000 that they're making from the coaching program, which is very easy and attainable with coaching programs. So they're definitely making more than $1 million a month. I mean, $1 million. They're probably making $1 million a month, right? So $1 million a year. But anyway, the 4 pillars of what I'm going to go over today is the offer/mechanism, traffic, educating, nurturing, and then the conversion stage. So this is Brooke Hiddink, the person behind the face behind high-ticket-dropshipping.io. So let's go over it. So his funnel is quite straightforward and standard to how you would see most funnels, right? So at the top, there is always the traffic. So you need to be able to gain traffic to be able to actually convert anyone, right? It doesn't matter how good your sales process is, doesn't matter how good your offer is. If you cannot get any traffic or eyeballs into the actual system, then no one will ever be able to buy because there is no one to buy, right? So the way he gets traffic is just through 3 main channels, right? So first, he has his Instagram where he does put out a little bit of reels. He puts out stories, things like that, right? And his Instagram probably gains the least amount of traffic compared to his other 2 channels, which is YouTube and ads, right? So his second channel is obviously YouTube, his traffic channel. He has over 90,000 subscribers, right? He puts out a video about every single Sunday. Until a couple months back, actually, he did not do any YouTube videos, right? He actually quit because of some internal reasons. I believe that was the reason. And then the third channel is ads. And you guys can see that these guys test, whoever him and his operators and his teamers test a shit ton of ads. There's over 230 current active ad creatives that they are testing, which is a lot, right? Now, so that's just what I overwent. And then there was also one more source, which was the appointment setters. So going further down into the funnel, right, before I actually go into depth of how he actually runs his ads, I'm just going to go straight into the funnel from traffic to nurturing to conversion. So pushing from his ads, from his short form, they push it towards his main funnel, which is basically just a VSL funnel, which says if you're reading this by mid-March, you could have a thriving business by April 15th, right? Click here to apply, have my team help you build your store. And the reason that their funnel is so top of funnel, right? It's not really specific. It's so top of funnel is because they are running ads as well, and their type of ads are very top of funnel, targeting people that want to make money online, right? They're not targeting a more niche. They're not targeting niche people. They're targeting everyone that wants to make money online. This is the business model that you need to be doing, which is obviously selling on their mechanism. Now, with their long form content, right? They push it so let's say they have a YouTube video here, just a general one. They push it towards a VSL sort of YouTube video, which is this one here, which is called Best AI Online Business for Beginners, right? Which is a relatively new YouTube video. And the reason that they have transitioned to just AI is just because with the shift of how AI is coming into business, it was a smart move and a smart play to actually include this into the title, right? And it's very top of funnel, the title's created to really go viral, right? Regardless of who the personal brand is. And the 4th channel was obviously the appointment setters, right? And the appointment setters pretty much just financially qualifies them here. So obviously you can see that they have a keyword through their Instagram bio. So if they go back to Instagram, right, you can see that they have a keyword there, HTE. I texted that, right, and they say, hey Ken, thanks for reaching out. I'll get back to you in a minute. And then they take you through the entire appointment setting process, qualifying you, making sure that you are actually financially qualified. That is the main qualification factor that they do when I was going through the appointment setting process with them. Now, from their YouTube, right, from their YouTube to from the ads, from the short form, right, they financially qualify them through a type form. But if it's from setters, the setters qualifies them through the DMs. And this financial qualification is obviously just making sure that they are actually nurtured enough. They know about the business model, right? They have heard of, they're actually interested and have the money to actually invest, right? Those are the main qualifications that they actually do. And from here, they push them all the way down to an application, which is really simple. It's just a straight VSL funnel, right? A very direct response, very simple funnel that makes millions and millions of dollars. The reason they're able to make so much money is because the amount of traffic and how dialed in their messaging is, right? So it says final step, book your profit planning session below, right? And then it takes them through this sales process. Now, this sales process here isn't their exact sales process, but this is one of the most high level sales process that I've personally used that has helped us get 70, 80 plus percent plus shop rates all the way up to 90 actually. So I'll take you through it as well. So as soon as someone books in a call, so instantly they receive an SMS. So this side here will be the automated side, and this here is the manual side. Sorry, I forgot to mention that. But instantly, as soon as someone books in, they get an SMS reminder, and it's just a book call and date time confirmation. They also receive an email reminder, which is basically going with the book call, date time confirmation. It also sends them a post booking video, and that post booking video is essentially just setting standards, call hygiene, telling them to nurture them, and actually making them aware of the entire process and what they're actually selling, right? Because once you get into the sales call, you want to make sure that your buyers understand everything completely, and by that point, it's just an objection handling session, right? Or an order taking session, right? They just have a couple questions, and that's all the closer has to really do, right? So instantly, and then on the manual side, we essentially get this is what we do. We get our closer to message the lead via WhatsApp or SMS, right? After booking in, closer sends them the post booking or the sales assets that they have to ensure they watch the video. That's so key that they watch the sales assets and actually go through them, because if they don't, then it will be much harder to sell them, and the sales call will end up turning into an educating call, which isn't ideal, right? Now the closer also calls them speed to lead within 5 to 30 minutes of booking to introduce themselves as a success coach, right? And they can introduce themselves as a success coach or head of success, right? Or head of enrollment, right? And the reason that we do this is it puts the closer on a higher pedestal, because the client will come in, especially if they're cold traffic, it's like, oh my goodness, I'm talking to the head of enrollment. I have to actually take this seriously. And what the closer essentially tries to do on the call is they try to probe and figure out what their problems are and try to create a gap already. So while on the text as well, they get familiar with they get the client familiar with the offer with the FAQs, with the video explaining what the offer is, which is one of the sales assets, things like that, right? Now, 24 to 48 hours before the call, right, the closer sends out case studies and shows what's possible with the program. And what they also do is they incentivize the client with a custom roadmap. So here's what they actually do. So 24 hours before the call, or maybe like even closer, about 2 hours, 1 hour before the call, 12 hours before the call, whenever you want to send this, right? So the closer during this process tries to figure out what their problems are, asks them what their problems are, right? Doesn't necessarily need to have a solution now, because the solution is always going to be the product, right? They can try to pre-handle them. But essentially what they'll do, right, is then they'll go over, send a voice note or send a video recording and say, hey, Nate, just created a custom roadmap based off the problems of X problem and X problem and X problem that you told me about, right? We're so excited to share it with you on our call at X time. Just confirming we're still good for that time, right? And this essentially incentivizes the client to actually come, because now they have something that they want, right? They're in this pain, because if the client's not in the pain, you're not gonna be able to sell them regardless, right? If they don't have the pain, if they don't have the desire to buy, they will not buy, right? So by incentivizing them as a roadmap to actually fix their pain and fix their problem, this will increase your show up rate and the chance of them actually showing up, right? That's something from Daniel G, if you guys know who that is. Now, 24 hours before the call, right, you send an email reminder, an SMS reminder. It's pretty much straightforward. Just time confirmation, case studies, and reschedule link if it's required, right? And on the manual side, don't know what this is, but it's pretty much just remind them the calls in 24 hours, send case studies, right? And then at this point, the closer can send them a customized video or voice note, and really that's just to really humanize them at that point. So 4 hours before the call, email reminder and time confirmation plus link. Closer text them to remind them 1 hour before the call, email reminder, SMS reminder, right? Same thing. And it's the same on the mail side. And then as the call starts now, right? You could do this 1 hour, by the way, or 30 minutes. The closer just text to remind them, and then the link as well if they're not already on the actual Google Meet or the Zoom link itself. But that's essentially the sales process that we personally use internally, and what majority of people have to understand that sales processes, right? The automated side, that is simple as it can get. It takes about an hour to set up, maybe another hour with ChatGPT to write the copy. I literally did mine in 30 minutes, right? It's nothing fancy. The main goal of the sales process post booking is to really nurture them and make sure that they come onto the call completely understanding what the offer is and what you're selling, and all you're doing is answering their questions that might have not been in the sales asset, right? And the type of the sales assets is so important that you send them. You send them case studies, you send them the post booking video, right? Which goes over what they get, what they're gonna learn, what the process actually is, right? Because when you try to sell a lead, you have to sell them on three different things, right? Now you have to sell them on you as a person, especially if it's cold traffic. You have to sell them on you, because when have you ever seen someone buy from someone that they don't like or they don't trust, right? So if they don't trust you, regardless, doesn't matter how good your product is or how good your offer is, if they don't trust you, they will not buy. So you have to sell them on you. You have to sell them on the vehicle. I don't know how to spell vehicle, right? So you have to sell them on, let's say if it's in this case, e-commerce, right? You have to sell them on e-commerce as the business model to take to make money online in 2025. And then you also have to sell them on your mechanism, right? So for example, with Brooke, it's going to be high ticket drop shipping, right? That is the mechanism that he has to sell them on. So there was another name actually they did use for the mechanism with the ads, but you have to sell them on these three things. So if you can sell them on yourself or the offer owner, if you can sell them on the vehicle and you sell them on the mechanism, right? If you can make them know, like, and trust you, right? So essentially here, so they know you, they like the vehicle, and they trust the mechanism, they can get them results, right? Then you will be able to sell them as long as they're financially qualified, right? If they're not financially qualified, and they get to the sales call, there was something wrong in your sales process. Either you still have to start triaging, or you have to have a more stricter, automated, what's that called? You have to have a stricter process when you're actually filtering out and have more friction within the funnel. So that is pretty much the sales process that you guys can really take, right? So going back to this, I've shown you guys exactly how they run their traffic, how they do their educating and their nurturing, right? And how they do their conversion. So what their actual offer, right? So this is what I really wanted to go over in today's video, which was the offer. The reason that this works so well and they make millions of dollars every single year is because of the offer and the mechanism. Because if they just sold generic drop shipping, no one would buy. And the reason for that is because drop shipping is so oversaturated. So if we go over here, right? If we go over here, and it's also because of the type of audience that he's actually targeting that he's able to make so much money. And like I said, he's able to make a lot of money because he's selling to mass market and people at the very top of funnel, right? So if we go over here to the stages of awareness, if you guys have ever heard of this, right, it's essentially how aware someone is of your solution and your product, right? So, and also how like your solution, pretty much your solution, right? So it goes from unaware to problem aware to solution aware to product aware to most aware, right? So it goes through those stages. Now, what this means, right, is if they're unaware, that means they are unaware that they have a problem and they're unaware that they even need to fix this problem, right? So if they're problem aware, this essentially means they're aware of the problem they have and they're actively looking for a solution. If they're solution aware, like the name suggests, they're aware of the potential solutions out there, so multiple solutions. If they're product aware, they're aware of your product and your solution. And if they're most aware, they're close to buying your solution and your product, right? So with the audiences, right? So with the audiences, majority of the audience that he's targeting are people that are unaware and problem aware. So they're very top of funnel, right? If they were middle of funnel, they were more problem aware to product aware, right? If you were targeting people, these type of people would be people that are already kind of established dropshippers, right? And if you was targeting most aware people, these would be type of people that already make established dropshippers or established e-commerce brands, or it could be established dropshippers making, let's say, over $500,000 every single month, every single year, who want to turn into a branded site, right? Something like that, right? So essentially what he's doing is targeting the unaware and the problem aware, right? And essentially the problem that he's targeting is you aren't making enough money, or if you want to make more money online, right? So if he was talking to the unaware audience, he would be saying, you aren't making enough money, right? This is the average income for people in America. Or if they're talking to problem aware, right? If you're looking to make money online, those are the types of sentences that you would use to target those specific demographics of awareness, right? So basically, what Brooke does is Brooke targets the top of funnel market, selling to those who are looking for the best vehicle/mechanism to help them make money online. See, when you sell to a customer, there's always two different types of customers in any given market. So there's an 80-20 rule. So 80% of the people who have yet to find success or have yet to start or try but they want to know that they want to start and try to make money online, specifically in this situation. Then there's the 20% of people who have found success but are looking for ascension or for the further growth in their business, right? So those would be more people down here. They would be looking for more growth. So he essentially targets the 80% of the people that actually are looking for a way to make money online, right? They haven't found success or they haven't started. So to kind of put this really into perspective, right, with who he's targeting, right? So if you look at this, this is pretty much what market he started. So these people here are dropshippers making $100,000 a month. These people in this circle are established dropshippers. These people are looking to make money online, right? And what Brooke essentially does is he targets people looking to make money online and he sells them on e-commerce and his specific mechanism, right? He doesn't target in his messaging, right? He doesn't target established dropshippers, or he doesn't target dropshippers as making 100K a month. He doesn't target these people further down in the stages of awareness, really. He only targets to make money online. And we can really see this with his content, right? Because if we look into his content, he doesn't say best. If he was targeting established dropshippers, he would be saying, creating content like best dropshipping sites, or best what's it called, softwares for dropshipping, right? As an example, right? But you can see best AI online business for beginners. So it's really top of funnel, like mass market, right? And essentially, this market essentially will never run out because there's always people looking to make money online. But if you were trying to target more niche people, you'll eventually hit what's called fatigue, right? If you were running ads, it'd be called ad fatigue, where you run out of that market to sell to, and then eventually you have to expand out to the people that you want to sell to, right? So originally Brooke did target drop shippers, but of course the market, especially when you run ads, right, you'll essentially hit ad fatigue, right? Which essentially means there's no more people to actually sell the ads to, and you're just wasting money with ads. You eventually have to change your messaging to go broader and broader, and you'll hit a point where you have to go to the broadest market, which is going to be the make money online or wealth market, right? And that market is virtually like unlimited because there's always people looking to make money. So that's essentially who he targets right now with his messaging. And that's exactly how he does it and runs it with his ads, right? So he's targeting it with his ads. He's targeting the top of funnel 80% of the audience to those who have either not started or have yet to find success. This audience is usually the easiest to sell to as they are more emotional buyers and there's significantly more people to sell to, right? You can really do broad targeting with his ads. So the ads itself are selling people on a new mechanism or process in e-commerce. Because when it comes to less sophisticated buyers, right, these people they can get sold. It's like a pattern interrupt, right? They hear something new, they're really instantly intrigued because they want something that's different from other people, right? And there's also FOMO. There's also the fear of missing out. They'll be like, "What is this? I want to learn how to do this," right? So this goes into market sophistication. So this gets people curious naturally as they haven't heard this new mechanism, are interested to learn more. Because the mechanism itself of drop shipping, right, or e-commerce generally has been oversaturated, people naturally have a negative stigma towards the name and aren't as interested when they hear it. Baruch uses the word high ticket dropshipping, or in his ads, what he calls online authorized retailer, right, to create a new mechanism. It makes people click and want to learn more, when fundamentally, at its core, it's the exact same deliverables and the exact same system, right? Like, if you saw something online and were like, someone said online authorized retailer or high ticket dropshipping, right? High ticket dropshipping is becoming a little more known. But if someone said those, they'll be like, what is that? What is high ticket dropshipping? What makes it different from this? What is online authorized retailer? That's something completely new, right? So in the ads, they break down what the mechanism is and how it differs from traditional e-commerce and dropshipping, right? To really show the difference and why it's better. So it essentially throws rocks at the other mechanism, and by throwing rocks, they're putting them on a pedestal while showing them that anything else below this, right, or the old mechanism will not work. And this is the new solution towards it. But that is why they're able to make so much money, because they leverage this. It's not about the funnel, because anyone can implement this funnel, right? But if they don't have, so it's really two main pillars. If they don't have the traffic for it, Brooke has amazing traffic, but his offer mechanism and messaging is so different and so dialed in, right, that it allows him to make so much money and his offer to make so much money. But that is essentially how his entire funnel works. And if you guys had any questions or you wanted to implement something similar to with this yourself, because I have actually personally done this with a coach in the affiliate marketing space, right? Completely created a new mechanism and absolutely printed. If you guys want to implement something similar to this, then just check the first link in the bio or just DM me your questions on Instagram. My Instagram's in there as well. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.